Well, hey, I'm back. So, I made the granola bars this morning and I thought it's cool out, so why not do a little potato leek soup? So, I'm going to go ahead and get that started. I'm going to turn my pot on to like medium high and let it heat up. So, one of the first things I did, let me go ahead and wash my hands real quick. One of the first things I did to prepare for this is to go ahead and get some bacon lardons cut up to give it a little flavor. Sometimes I use turkey bacon, sometimes I won't use anything, but we'll go ahead and get some turkey, excuse me, not turkey, but bacon lardons into the pan and render those up to give it a little base flavor. And again, it's going to be, like I said, turkey leek soup. So I had some leeks that I had to process earlier in the month, and so I'm gonna go ahead. I pulled those out the freezer and use those. Get me something to stir with, and then I have some potatoes because potatoes are always around, and so I just use my little contraption to get a good dice on them. And so we'll go ahead and we'll get this bacon to rendering out. And once we get the bacon rendering out, we'll get it out of the pot, and then we'll get our leeks in, and we'll get in some good seasoning with it. Won't be a whole lot of crazy seasoning. It'll be garlic powder, fresh garlic, our onion salt, my favorite from Trader Joe's, and also thyme. Let me grab the thyme. We'll put a little thyme in for a kick. Excuse me, not for a kick, but seasoning flavor. I don't know why I said kick, because we certainly don't need spice in this. At least I don't. So we'll go ahead and start moving that bacon around. Yeah, where I am today, we don't see that much of cold weather, but it seems to want to rear its head in Florida. So it's going to be probably maybe make it to 60. I don't think it will, because it didn't make it out of the 50s yesterday. Don't really think it's going to make it. So I thought some potato leek soup would be comforting, and so I figured I'd get it going, and I'm moving that around. And again, this is a very simple recipe, something you can do with potatoes. I mean, you could even make a loaded potato soup, you know, doing the same method, and then adding in at the end your cheese, and you would already have the bacon that you could sprinkle in, and green onions and sour cream, and that would make it loaded. Even a bit of broccoli, had florets, you know, cut down for garnish at the end. You know, it's your choice, or you could even cook them in the soup, so it could become a loaded potato soup in that manner. But I'm just gonna make the potato and leek soup and garnish with a little bit of this bacon, and then again sauteing it up to give it that little base flavor, which will make it even better. So we're getting that stirred around, and I didn't put anything in the pot, as you can see, as when I say anything in the pot, as well as oil or butters. I didn't. Just put the bacon in there, let the bacon render down itself. You don't need anything, you know, in with that to get it going. Just get it in a medium-high pan and get it to cooking and stirring around. So yeah, this is my Saturday, Wendy Saturday, if I'm not doing something in the kitchen. And again, I thought this would be very, you know, good, seeing as how the weather's cool, and a nice comforting bowl of soup is good. You know, I'm one of those people that if it's warm, I just don't feel like you should be eating soup and chili when it's warm. That's just my personal opinion. But when it's cool out, that's when I say break out the chili, break out the soups, and let's go with them. And so again, since it's chilly today, I'd like to just go ahead and get this pot of potato leek soup done, to get it going, and then it'll be done, so that when the hubby gets off from work, he'll have a comforting bowl of soup. And probably for him, I will go ahead and do some chicken wings, because we'll be watching the SEC championship game. Tennessee and Georgia will be in it, and you know, we got everybody's doing their whole who they need to win, lose, or whatever, so their team can move on in this new 12 game conference, but you know, it's just something enjoyable to do, to spend time with family, your loved ones, and your husband, especially if we're diehard football fans, because we are Alabama fans. So roll tide to those of you who are roll tide fans. And, you know, it's just fun in the spirit of football season. So this is browning up pretty good. I'll give it a few more minutes because I don't like flabby bacon at all. So I like for my bacon pieces to get crisp. And again, once they get where I need them to be, I will go ahead and get them out of the pan, and then we'll move on to getting the potatoes in the pan. And with the potatoes, you can use either water if you choose to, or chicken stock to give it flavored. So I've got some of my chicken stock that I can, well, this I didn't can, obviously. I froze this. I have some that I've canned, but I got this out of the freezer this morning to thaw so that I would have it. And I love doing chicken stock. You know, you can save your chicken bones, and if you do whole chickens, save the carcass. Don't throw it away. That's how you make your chicken stock, and you can make good bone broth out of that. So what I usually do when I'm making that is I'll save it, and if I have a whole chicken, or I'll buy a whole chicken, put it in my slow cooker, and then I'll add in my aromatics, my celery, my carrots, my onion. Sometimes I'll have bags of vegetable scraps, and if I don't make vegetable stock, that will go in there. And I'll put it in the slow cooker, and I will let it cook overnight. Once your bones get nice and soft where they are breaking on their own, then you've got some good bone broth made. So that's something I like to do, and I try to keep chicken stock on hand, because why? You used to go to the dollar store and Walmart and get your cartons for $1 something. Now you go in and you're paying anywhere from $3 on up for something that you can make so cheap and easily at home. Get a twofold product. Let me grab some paper towels. So I've got paper towels so I can get this drained. But yes, this is just, you know, something we have to think, what can you do to help yourself out? And making your own broth is one of those things that you can do. So I've got this perfectly where I want it. I'm going to let you guys see. Oh, really, you can't see as well as I'd like. So I'll just get this out of the pot, and then you can see. How about that? Just going to drain it out of that grease, because we don't want all of that. We just want the bacon to brown up, and that just that little bit. I'd say I use 2 slices, and from that little bit you got a good residual amount of bacon fat in here. So I want to move this out of the way and drain my bacon fat in here, because I definitely don't want that much fat in the bottom of my soup. I'm not into all that. So I've drained that out, and now I'm going to go ahead and get my leeks in. I like a lot of leeks, so I'm just going to get those into the soup. And then we'll get those moving around. I just want to get them in and get them moving around. And leeks, if you're not familiar with them, they're like from the onion family. One thing you do want to remember about them is that as you cut them up, you want to go through those sections and make sure you wash really good, because the dirt will hide in between those layers. So you want to make sure that you definitely wash the leeks and separate them and make sure that they're clean. Otherwise, you could have sand in your food, and I'm sure you wouldn't want that. So that's something you definitely want to do. Now we're going to go in with, of course, some fresh garlic, a good heaping teaspoon. And again, you guys know I always keep my garlic in my fridge. I always get garlic heads, break them down, then I go ahead and mince them up. That way it makes the job easier. You're not doing all that mincing every time you have to do a recipe. You can already have them made and in your refrigerator ready to go. Now we got that going, so we're just going to go in with our potatoes. And I did a total of 4 potatoes for this batch recipe. Get them stirred around, and then we'll go ahead and start building flavor with our seasoning, getting in with the salt, the pepper, and the thyme. And then we'll have this on and get it going to cook probably 30 minutes, and we'll be well on our way. So now that I've got potatoes in, let me get over here and get another spoon. So we're going to go in now with garlic powder. So this is just simply garlic powder going in, and we're going to put a teaspoon and a half in of the garlic powder. Then next we're going to go in with onion salt. So it's going to be the same thing, a teaspoon and a half of the onion salt. And then last, we're going to go in with some thyme. And then we'll get in some pepper. So a full good teaspoon of the thyme. And then also, excuse me, this is actually a half teaspoon, and that's what we're going to go in with salt, a half teaspoon. Everything else was a teaspoon measurement. And then let's crack in some fresh black pepper. And again, to your liking or to your taste on the black pepper. Now we get that stirred in. And I'm going to bring you guys in so you can see. And you can see that it's in the pot and going good. So just mix that up again, give a good twirl. And now we're going to go in with our chicken stock. So we just want to get our quart opened up. This is the quart. Get it poured off in here. Get it stirred up. And next we'll add a lid to this. And we'll let it go for about 30 minutes. And then once we get it going and it's nice, potatoes are tender and stuff, we will come back and we will add the final touches, which will be adding in heavy cream, to make it a bit creamier for you. And then adding back in the bacon. So we'll see you back here in just in 30 minutes. Okay, so now that we got the potato soup on, we're gonna go ahead and get these chicken wings seasoned up. So what I did is wash a pack of flat wingettes and drumettes and patted them dry. I like to air fry them. I'm not a big fryer. That doesn't happen very often here because we want to cut all the calories and try to eat healthier. So I always air fry or oven bake my wings. So I'm going to air fry them today. I'm going to go in with a few simple seasonings. I have this poultry seasoning right here that's pretty much an all-purpose seasoning. So we're just going to go ahead and sprinkle a coat over the wings. And then once we get this seasoning on, then we go ahead and we'll go in with our onion powder, of course. I don't cook pretty much without onion powder or garlic powder. It just doesn't happen at all. And this is actually, I don't know if I said onion powder, but this is garlic powder, and I do have some onion Trader Joe's seasoning that I use also on the chicken wings because I'm out of regular onion powder. So we'll go in with some of that. And guys, I like to season my food. You know, I don't, of course, want it over salty or anything, but I do want to put the seasonings on there and give it a good taste. So we're going with some cracked black pepper over the top of the wings. And then the last seasoning we'll go in with is just some pink Himalayan salt. And you just want to sprinkle from the top so it flows down and lands evenly. Again, you don't want to make it too salty. You just want to have your meat seasoned. And chicken, as they say, is bland. You have to season it or else you will have no flavor. So we're going to go in really quick, get the tongs, and flip these over. Flip them over, and I give them enough space. I don't like to jam crowd them, but give them enough area where they're not just on top of each other. Getting those all flipped over. Alrighty, good to go. Go back with our poultry seasoning. Nice, good coating. In with our garlic powder again. And Trader Joe's onion salt. Mixed a few areas. And now the next thing I do, once I do that, oh, black pepper, is I like to just lightly spray either olive oil or canola, just a quick spray over the top to help them brown. And then we'll pop the air fryer on, air fry for 20 minutes. And we'll go ahead and start it and let it preheat up. We'll get the wings in there, and I generally air fry them for at least 22 minutes. Okay, now here we are back to go ahead and finish up the potato soup, which has been doing great. Hold on just a second. All right, thought I heard the door. Anyway, back to our potato soup. We have our second round of chicken wings still frying, but I went in with my immersion blender because I like my soup creamy with a little bit of texture, and to be able to get that mouthfeel of a few of the potatoes in there. And now I'm going to go in with some cream. So this is going to be completely plant-based. I'm using Country Crock's plant cream. So we'll go ahead and get this open, and we're going to add it in there and get it in to make our soup, give it a creamier texture. And we're going to go in with about a half a cup. Let's go ahead and get that stirred in. And so to this, you know, I'm going to let it go ahead and simmer for about 4 to 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and probably give it a quick taste to see where we are with flavor and taste. And then this is the point where you can go ahead and add in some Parmesan cheese, some cheddar cheese, whatever you like. Or at the end, you can go ahead and put it in your bowl and then add your toppings, which I'll add back in the bacon. But I'm going to go ahead and get a quick taste and see what we're working with. Oh, that bacon really gives it that little bacony taste without actually having the bacon in there. So I think what I'll do is let the bacon just be a garnish for my husband, who will probably just go ahead and throw that all on. I'll have to make him stop because, you know, he'll go crazy with the pork, and I don't do the pork like that. But just the cooking of the bacon gives it that taste. Very good. And so in the background, let me get over here and just rinse my hands off. So that's good. We're good with the potato soup. So we can just take that out, put this to the side. And I just want to come back and show you the first round of the chicken wings, how they come out. So what I'll do with these wings is probably toss them in some buffalo wing sauce, and then have the next set just be plain chicken wings. But I tell you the truth, chicken wings, you're not missing anything by not deep frying them. It's healthier to go the oven fry way, air fry way. So I'm glad you guys came back. I'm glad you stopped in to see what I'm doing in my kitchen. Remember to like, subscribe, and please share. and become a part of what I'm doing here. You guys have a great Saturday. Guys, I just wanted to come back on and just clarify that the potato soup was not completely plant-based. I did use bacon in it. Had I not used the bacon, it would have been plant-based. And again, I appreciate you all for joining me here in my kitchen. This is Digitally Fit and Fabulous. I'll see you guys next time.